Hi, we're Pretty Good PR. I'm Madison.
I'm Sydney.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Taylor. Thank you so much for giving us your time to allow us to present to you today. As Madison said, we're Pretty Good PR. We were founded in 2016 in Dr. Setzer's Public Relations Research class. We're so excited to present to you today. Enjoy!
The Gaylord College Graduate Program offers 2 master's degrees, the MA, the MPW, and a doctoral degree, which is the PhD. Emphases are offered in broadcast and electronic media, strategic communications, which encompasses advertising and public relations, as well as journalism and mass communication management. There are currently 61 master's and doctoral students. During this presentation, we will highlight on many different points, such as Gaylord and how they provide many perks to graduate students, the survey that we conducted, the conversations that we had with real-life graduate students, the social media and where that stands to it reaching its public, the GA students and their perception of the gap between the non-GA and the GA, and the class offerings. Gaylord's goal was to increase awareness across the United States and to increase positive attitudes towards the graduate programs as one of the top 5 programs in the nation. After further conversations, our PR company determined that the client needed to know more about the current perceptions of the school, where it stands among its competitors, and what current students thought about the school. We have 2 research questions. The first, what are the perceptions of Gaylord's application and acceptance process? The second, what are the methods and effectiveness of communication between potential students, applicants, and accepted students from Gaylord Graduate College?
Through our secondary research, we found that students wish to have 3 things when they apply to a master's program: research, teaching, and service. We also found that through our research, students aren't given enough time to do the research they wish to do so.
Our research team found key insights through social media scanning that showed that graduate life was a really popular topic back in 2002, but has since then declined, and that students aren't talking about it anymore, which led us to believe that they aren't as interested in attending a graduate program or don't find it beneficial.
Gaylord is an Apple Distinguished program. They also have an excellent atmosphere for their graduate students by giving them access to their own Adobe Suite, lab, and professional video equipment. Using social media is also something that Gaylord does strongly in their classrooms. They also hand out iPads through their Apple Distinguished program. Weaknesses found in the Gaylord College are their cost of tuition for their graduate program. While the cost of tuition is comparative to other programs, the regional location is not as appealing as those schools in the East or the West Coast. We also found through our secondary research that Gaylord's media reach within students on social media and prospective students is lacking. Students also have been shown that they want more research options, but they are also, through social media scanning, found that they are not enjoying writing those research papers that they so much wanted. So we need to figure out a way to address that.
So now we've just discussed the weaknesses of Gaylord, and now I want to discuss the opportunities that it has. JMC programs at Gaylord are top ranked in the United States, and with that, Gaylord has the opportunity to create a strong social media campaign and can even utilize its students to do this. We also want Gaylord to realize that they have the opportunity through that social media program to open up their own social media way to communicate with prospective students, new students, current students, teachers, faculty, anyone that has questions can interact on social media.
Some threats that Gaylord faces is that they're so close regionally to other JMC competitors, but those competitors have the advantage over them because of their locations with better amenities that they have in their cities. Other programs also offer specialized ways to make a master's. Some programs offer masters in communication of health and other areas that students can explore if they have a specific interest they are wanting to get into. Arizona State and OU are tied in their JMC programs for number 5 according to the Radio Television Digital News Association. And another threat that Gaylord also, while many other colleges faces, is that the student loan interest rate is continuing to grow, which may stop students from wanting to attend graduate school.
The purpose of our primary research was to get on a personal level with graduate students through personal interviews and in-depth questions. We also had a survey that was sent out that had questions that addressed the basic needs of all undergraduate students and what they wished to see in a program. The methods we used in our research were quantitative and qualitative methods, our quantitative method being our surveys, and our qualitative being our in-depth interviews.
We determined that the most beneficial group of potential respondents to the survey would be all Gaylord College undergraduate students. We sought to understand the initial perceptions and level of awareness of the Gaylord graduate program. Key insights found through the survey are that students are unsure if they want to attend a graduate school at all, let alone Gaylord. This leads us into finding out through primary research how Gaylord can fix this problem. The study population we concluded would be the best to send the survey to are all Gaylord students pursuing an undergraduate, graduate, or doctoral degree. The sample ended up being 33 respondents out of 865 students emailed. That comes to a 3.8% response rate. For the instrument, a survey of 19 questions asking about the Gaylord program was sent to the 865 students. Before sending this survey, a Think Aloud with 5 people was conducted to determine levels of ease, bias, the time frame, and the quality of the questions. The methods used were census, since we emailed all students. This enables us to reach more people and gather larger amounts of statistical responses that are easily analyzed. We also utilized the snowball method since we proceeded to ask them to tell their friends about the survey. From March 22nd, 2016 to April 4th, 2016, we used a 4-step distribution system allowing for emails to be sent to our population 4 times within the 2-week period. Some major trends we found in the data collected is that students believe the program needs more publicity. The good things that the college does and the prestige of the program needs to be highlighted on social media and our website. Also, the respondents say that the graduate school is not branded well. Other schools of lesser or equal quality have a stronger name because of better branding. Gaylord Graduate has no distinctive features to make it individual. Finally, there is a major opportunity for the program to target the students who are unsure about whether or not they will attend graduate school. These students made up 42.42% of the respondents, as opposed to the 30.30% who know they are not going to attend. So the unsures should be pursued much stronger than they are at the moment.
For our second part of primary research, we chose to conduct interviews over focus groups because of the time constraints and budget from our client. Nevertheless, we saw this as an opportunity to establish rapport with our 10 interviewees. Through these interviews, Pretty Good PR reaffirmed our suspicions about what Gaylord College was doing well, but also saw areas of opportunity. As a team, we developed a protocol to follow for our informal interviews. After a quick visit to the charming Larry Bird, we received a list of all master's students and determined that only the Masters of Arts students were relevant to our research. Emails were sent to all 29 students, and eventually each team member conducted interviews and recorded them on their iPhone for later transcription. The major results and findings from our interviews include a general lack of awareness of the quality of our program, as well as a lack of effective branding. If we used a strong OU name tied to Gaylord Graduate College, this would be a much more effective advertising tool. There's also a lack of camaraderie between the GAs and the regular students in the graduate school. We saw this as a very real social tension that should be addressed. There's also a request from students to hire more PR professors and add more classes. We know that there has been a lot of turnover for various reasons, but students see that this is a very real need. And finally, there needs to be a more active social media presence. This is very prevalent in our day and age, and Gaylord College should have a very prominent presence, and students want to see that. To recap, our main research questions are: what are the perceptions of Gaylord's application and acceptance process? And what are the methods and effectiveness of communication between potential students, applicants, and accepted students to Gaylord Graduate Program? Finally, as a conclusion, our strategic recommendations for all of our research include that there needs to be a clearer purpose for Gaylord Graduate College's social media. Right now, you can't really tell if its purpose is for internal or external. You don't know what the audience is, and the content is a little bit outdated. So just a revamp of the social media would be great. Our second recommendation is to hire more professors and to add more classes to the graduate program. Our third recommendation is to utilize Gaylord's in-house advertising community, be that Lindsay and Asp or advertising professors, to create a long-term campaign for international and national use. Our fourth recommendation is to create bonding opportunities between all graduate students to alleviate some of this tension between graduate assistants and non-graduate assistants, and to create a cohesive community in the graduate college. And our final recommendation is to create a liaison position between applicants and Gaylord College to avoid miscommunication during the application process. This is a very key recommendation. One of the things that we saw over and over in our research was that there was a lot of miscommunication. This could be an answer to one of Gaylord's key problems. Thank you for joining us on our journey through the halls of Gaylord. We hope you enjoyed the unique perspective that Pretty Good PR offers. Thank you.